Morning. What's up, guys? I'm actually hyped, really hyped this week. Let me close my bullshit applications that I have running for no reason. But yeah, I'm actually really hyped this week because I just want to be like fully, relentlessly focused on executing. So I'm gonna talk about that soon, but we gotta make our analysis first, and I'm gonna talk about that soon. So for now, we just gotta make our analysis, and this is very inconsistent. Now I plan on getting back into sticking to my to my routine a bit more often and as consistent as possible. Right. So let's just make let's arrange what the fuck. Let's see what do we got today. So again, we're my trading view. Hello, my trading view just crashed. I think my PC crashed. Come on, bro. Like apparently my Notion is fine, but my PC looks okay. Okay. So let's see. DXY, I don't really like what we're seeing here. To be honest, this probably is our next strong liquidity. I don't know if we're gonna take this high, but this can be one of our targets as well. Let's see what are we actually doing today. So the thing is, we're still holding. Bro, why is it lagging so fucking hard? Look at this. Like I have a fucking pretty good PC. Why am I lagging? Okay. So um we're holding bullish order flow, that's pretty clear, but we're clearly slowing down. So at some point I'm gonna expect price to yeah, start retracing, but for now we're looking pretty solid considering this area. We don't really have inverses or stuff like that, so we're not really gonna be able to trade this move higher. I don't really think we're gonna be bullish, but we're not gonna be able to trade DXY probably, and not even Euro. We're not gonna be able to trade because it's just straight up, it's invalidated. We don't have 1 hour structure to confirm our idea. Here we do have 1 hour structure, so we're probably gonna be able to look at a G. With the trade that we had Friday actually ended up working, but we just got stopped out by the pip. This wasn't actually stopped out. I closed like stupidly around here, and then price just ended up going exactly towards my higher time frame draw, but that's completely fine. Sometimes I had some things to learn, which I'm gonna talk about soon enough. I'm gonna talk about what I learned. I reflected a bit, and I realized that it was the cycle that I've been going through has been like yeah, going on for a long time. Here we do have 1 hour gap, but we're lacking confluence, so straight out we're probably gonna hunt the sell side. That's pretty clear, and after we hunt the sell side, we're very likely gonna reverse. This was one stupid trade that I took on yeah, this also looks pretty good on reaching lower, so we might have some UK trade if we form this 1 hour with 1 hour. Now we're getting potentially another 1 hour here, so I'm just kind of paying attention. I do like this as well. We opened really bearish here, so we're probably gonna hunt for, we have really nice sell side. So if we're looking at potential trade, what I'm gonna look at is probably gonna be the other pairs. It's not gonna be Euro and Geo most likely. Please work. Okay, bro, why is it you're not making it? Okay, DXY, let's start. So DXY is looking like we're definitely holding bullish order flow. We're probably gonna be drawing higher towards this. This is a pretty decent retest area as well. So 1 2, so we have kind of two confluences. So we do have two confluences actually on DXY. We do have consistent bullish order flow getting held. We do have bullish FVG inspection and inverse, which technically makes it valid to trade higher. We probably draw, we very likely gonna draw to fill that void. Not complicated, to be honest. So this is probably gonna be a retest area, and we see we have an overlap with the I'm gonna make this even lower opacity, so we do have an overlap here. So we have this bullish order flow getting respected here, and now we kind of have the second, so it's really nice behavior, also kind of framed around that inversion. 1 hour we don't really have a lot. We do have really nice behavior around that inverse, we have a 1 hour FVG getting respected at the bottom, holding the break higher, and now we have a potential retest area on the 50-minute, which is this one right here. So this can even be tradable. I'm pretty confident that we're gonna draw higher, but I'm gonna watch and see AU of this 50-minute, very likely to hold higher. It's very simple. I do really like looking at buys here on DXY, just keeping price going towards the highs. Here I don't think we have an inverse. Yeah, it's not gonna be so clear, and we technically have one, but yeah, 4 hours really unclear here. On euro, 4 hours pretty unclear. For our pretty unclear, we do have very short flow, stay respected, but no clear POIs as DXY does. DXY has a bit more structure, so we have one, and that's pretty much our confluence. I mean 1 and 2, but yeah, I mean, okay, we have this, which is 1 and 2, so technically we can draw lower. We have confluences, but it's really choppy. I will reflect back on this pair, because for now it doesn't really look like it's necessarily a good choice trying to trade this. Yeah, it's very balanced. Doesn't necessarily look like a good choice. It's better for us to try and trade GU here and predict kind of the fill. We're looking like this is a very big gap, so I think we're very more likely to just keep drawing lower. For our really strong here, for our really strong momentum, that's all I'm gonna write. We have that really nice order block, and we have really nice confluence. So GU will be, we have 1, 2, 3. We have consistent, very short the flow getting respected. 3 FVGs respected here. We have really consistent order flow. So this is definitely the pair I'm more interested in, just to continue shorting. Okay, that's pretty much it, and this looks way better. So this is pretty much it. I'm gonna definitely look at GU. AU, all I'm gonna write here, I'm not really gonna look. We're probably gonna get some bearish intention soon, but we lack influence definitely on AU, so I'm not even gonna write. I'm gonna probably look. I do like, so we're probably gonna put DAX, GU, Euro, UK, and DAX. I already know these are gonna be the pairs that we're looking to trade. I think this looks really good on the 4 hour. It does look really good on the 4 hour, because we have very short the flow getting respected. Do we have like a king high getting taken? Not really. But the only thing kind of iffy is that we're fighting this, but the fact that we respect the very short the flow here kind of changes things. So very short the flow here, really clean on the 4 hour. Regardless of this, I don't think it necessarily matters because it's very voided. That's the 4 hour, and now we give 1 hour getting respected here. So 4 hour with 1 hour follow up already mitigated. So here we have 2 choices to trade. Since early mitigation, we can look for a failed swing. So we can look for a failed swing, wait for another 1 hour to form, or wait for 1 hour to get mitigated. So it's kind of 3 options. So either wait for this 1 hour gap to form, wait for price to retest one of these areas. We also have an inverse, so we're gonna see. Either we wait for the retest, we trade a failed swing, I would say. So we either trade off this inverse, we trade off this, or we wait for another 1 hour to form. We're gonna see how we behave here, but we do be pretty chill, and I do like this pair as well for today. I do really like this inverse in premium prices. So either we trade off this, basically either we trade off this, or we trade off the new gap that's gonna form around here. Also DAX is looking pretty good on reaching lower, like it's gonna be pretty easy on reaching towards this. It's gonna be a high time frame draw. We have really clear high time frame draw, that's for sure. We do have really clean high time frame draw here. Confidence in bias. Okay, and we do have a 1 hour aligned with this. So let's see. I want to see one thing. Yeah, perfectly overlaps, so it's not even no need for that shit. Also, yeah, I'm gonna just note this inverse as well, just for seeing. So yeah, it's just very clear on reaching lower like this. Nothing more about this. It's very clear on reaching lower. Gold, very clear on reaching higher compared to the rest of the pairs. Very clear on reaching higher. We're getting this inverse right here, so it's a very clear sign. But we are very overextended. We're trading above the highs, which is something I don't really want to take part in. We have 4 hour to 1 hour, so gold is actually pretty valid as well. So UJ pairs, to be honest, it's very likely I'm gonna give them up. I'm just gonna keep them for now, but it's very likely I'm not gonna not gonna be trading UJ pairs anymore. Also, euro does look valid, but I just don't want to trade around so much resistance. So euro is definitely a low probability pair. Yeah, but I do like DAX and I do like UK here. So we have kind of top 3 for today are gonna be kind of the pair I'm gonna look to trade today are gonna be GU, UK, and DAX. We're just all being bearish here. I do really like DAX because drawn liquidity is very easy to reach into. I think it's gonna be a really easy target with potentially higher time frame. Next target being this, I would say, and final target is going to be these lows. So we're looking like, I do really like today's day. I do want to see here how we behave around this low. It's a bit dangerous because also of this gap, but yeah, we're gonna see. I do like GU as well, so we have a really nice failed swing to be trading here. Just on reaching to look lower, I don't really think we should be scared about this 4 hour. It's too big. So when a 4 hour is too big, it's not something you should be scared of. So while we wait for the pairs to do basically what we want, technically a failed swing would mean we take back this high. Okay, so wait, did we already retest that shit? We're gonna see how New York London Open behaves here. I would want to see a resweep and retap into these highs here, and from here have a bearish entry would be a really nice trade to take towards the sell side right here. Will be pretty simple. So we're gonna see how we behave. Probably DAX needs to be monitored as soon as possible. GU, we need to wait for that entry, and same with UK. The only one I'm actually paying attention to is gonna be, I do really like this area, even on the 5 minute, probably even on the 15. What did I say like that? Looking like how we're rejecting, we're probably gonna come back into that area. Even for a fail swing, this area is probably the most probable, and we're gonna watch DAX. So there's one thing I wanted to talk about. Let me open my Google. So let me eliminate this bullshit. So this is actually pretty important, so I'm gonna move it right here. So you have to understand my edge is pretty simple. This is where my focus is going to be this week, like only on consistent execution. So first it's identity, which identity builds basically proper psychology, and then it is my edge, which a proper identity allows my edge to flow. Edge is formed out of 2 things, which is not really complicated at all. It's going to be a really simple thing. It's basically formed of 2 things. Boom is formed of intuition and basically my higher time frame rules. That's it. And all I have to do, my identity is already built. It's just about keeping it consistent and trading alongside intuition and along higher time frame rules. How is intuition enabled? It's pretty much simple. Focus enables flow enables intuition. Then just trade alongside intuition, listen to intuition. So basically this is the formula for intuition, and for higher time frame rules I just need 2 confluences. That's everything I need to do. Focus, so I can enable intuition, and then trade alongside intuition, and then trade alongside higher time frame rules, my higher time frame rules. That's everything I need to do for now to turn exactly this. For example, I didn't really save. I should have made this before, but I'm gonna make it now. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, my bad. Wednesday, oops, Thursday. Last week we ended up having a break-even week again, and now I'm gonna go exactly why. Good. This is gonna be checked emoji. Okay. Good. 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 Like this. X. It's pretty much simple. This was my execution considering already reached that area. Okay, we're gonna monitor how we behave. So I'm gonna put this on my second monitor. So basically it was simple. So this, I think this day I ended up making like 2% or something like that. 2% here, or now 1.4. This was break even, and these were 2 losses. I think that's accurate. This was almost a 2. This was how kind of how the week went. So these Monday and Wednesday I kept execution how it was supposed to be. I kept execution constant how it's supposed to be. Tuesday I didn't. I lack focus, which makes, what does it make? Lack of focus makes doesn't enable intuition. Therefore I wasn't able to take the best decision and close early at a break even instead of being a win. So if you lack focus, intuition is not going to be present. Second, this I went against intuition, so I traded against my intuition. And last day I went against high time frame. That's it. So that's everything that I did wrong. So it's very simple. How do I eliminate this stuff? Just stick to my rules. It's very simple. It's not really complicated. I do really like DAX here. We're gonna watch GU. We're still waiting. I do really like GU as well. I am gonna wait for this because the 1 hour is not fully closed yet. This gap is fully closed. This isn't. So still probably best to wait for that, and I'm gonna wait for DAX. So it's really simple. There's not a lot of things that I can do wrong pretty much right now. This I closed too early because of lack of focus. This here I went against my intuition. I did try to break a bad habit, and technically my intentions were noble, but there's not worth going against intuition no matter what your intention are, no matter how good your intention are. And this I went against my higher time frame rule. That's what I want to explain about the GU trade that we had on Friday. Like, the trade wasn't good. I had a good read, but I traded off a 50-minute FVG instead of a 1 hour FVG. And that this example here is exactly why I have those rules, because when we're trading off a 50-minute FVG, price usually doesn't have the strength to display straight off lower, and what it did here is engineer strength. That's why you made a really deep pullback, engineer strength, consolidated, and then left. So these are just scenarios that are not worth trading in for me because of exactly this. They are lower probability to play. Here we ended up displacing of a 1 hour. Look at this displacement of a 1 hour, and look at this of a 50-minute. Like, it's clear, it's a clear difference between strength, or yeah, why my higher time frame rules are present. I'm gonna watch now. I do like how this gap is gonna form. So from here on out, what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch how DAX behaves, because we do have this gap, and if this gets inverse, we can trade out. Just look for souls here, and yeah, just trade towards the lows here, and that would be our idea. A 2 hour, simple 2 hour. So that's everything I need to do. So it's just focusing on trade and enabling intuition, which is through focus, and then listen intuition, and going with my higher time frame rules. And if I'm gonna maintain this consistently, it's inevitable to not turn profitable. And this is where all my focus is gonna be. I want to see this week, no matter what the results are, no matter what the results of the trades are, I do want to keep my execution constant, right? Because you see, it wasn't constant. It was constant Monday, it was constant Tuesday, then execution fell off, and I ended up having another break-even week. Like, this is the cycle that has been going through for all this year of break-even, and that's how we're gonna break it. Like we're just, it's very simple. It's not very complicated to achieve profitability at this point. All it takes is just consistent execution or uh, a consistent apply of your edge, which is very simple. I do only have intuition, and I only do have one fucking rule in my trading strategy, which is higher time frame, and that's it. If I would have able last week, if I would have maintained my edge consistent, this would have been a 2% win. This would have been a trade skipped, or no, it would have been a minus 0.5, and this would have been a trade skipped. So imagine how different the results would be. Right, so this caused a break-even week. Plus minus, this was a break-even week, and if I did everything right, this would have been 2%, 2%, I would say. Probably best case scenario 2% again, and this would be a 0.5. So it would have been already a 5.5% week instead of being it break even. So yeah, these things end up making a big difference. So that's everything I have to do. It's not really not complicated. I do, this gap looks good here. Boom, boom, UK. Okay, it fully invalidated our trade. We're not looking to be traded anymore because we're switching trade, and it's also not a strong switch because we didn't raise liquidity here. So it's not gonna be something we're gonna actively look at, but well, we're gonna see. Did we mitigate that 1 hour? That's kind of what I'm interested in. We didn't really mitigate, but considering the overlap we have, we can expect price to leave without mitigating that. But I still would like to see this buy side liquidity get taken here. If we do, and then we inverse, this is gonna be a really solid setup to look to continue lower towards our higher time frame draw, which is these equal lows here, and that 4 hour gap. This is gonna be really nice sell side for us to target here. Really nice. Really simple trade, but I would wanna see this get taken. Maybe it's gonna hold this FVG to take this and then inverse, and then we look to trade. This is gonna be a really good trade. Like, it's simple, it's a 2R, and usually indices, London indices is what you generally want to look for trading when you have weeks like this. Like this week, why did it give me 2 weeks from now? Weeks like this, especially Monday, especially this, we see we have bank holiday, and especially the day before CPI, we don't really want to be trading anyways. We really want to trade high conviction trades, because this day usually consolidates. This day usually acts as liquidity for next day CPI, and what you want to orientate yourself towards is London indices. This move without really caring about stuff like this, without really caring that we have CPI tomorrow. They end up printing no matter what kind of the news calendar is. So in low probability days, we generally look to be trading indices rather than forex. I'm not saying but that forex is impossible to trade, but we need to be really careful on today's day. This is the day you usually look to skip. You don't really usually look to trade the day before big news events like CPI, NFP, or FOMC. But then we're gonna have Wednesday, we're gonna have Thursday and Friday, really good trading days, which we're gonna look to actively trade. So today we can come in with the mindset of not really wanting to trade unless we see something clean, and if it's on indices, it's gonna be even better because these pair anyways move. So this is what we're gonna look at. This is kind of doing exactly what I want. I do want to see that buy side getting tapped in, and if we have the entry, we're gonna take it with no hesitation, because this is already planned. Now we're just waiting for Confluence to be looking to continue targeting. This area is high conviction for me, so drone liquidity is really high conviction on reaching lower. It's just that now we're waiting for the sign of price, which is gonna be the inversion. This is gonna be my entry pattern, us inverting here. So or GU, we're also waiting on GU. Like for me, GU is pretty solid as well. I'm looking to target lower. It's very strong Asia, very strong influences. So yeah, that's pretty much all we're gonna do. So UK instantly falls. Sadly, we just ended up printing massively bullish. Like, this is one behavior of London indices. Sometimes we get this massive moves on London Open with no retracement, we know nothing. Gold is looking pretty solid as well on the retest here. We're gonna watch gold, but I don't like trading close to highs, close to pretty important highs. So yeah, we're gonna see what DAX does. I do really like DAX. DAX and GU is probably what I'm gonna be looking to trade on. Euro can be tradable as well, but it's just a lot of resistance on the lows, and I prefer not to. Generally, prefer not to. So yeah, we're waiting on this DAX trade. If we get it, if we don't, that's completely fine. We're just being focused. Like again, I was in flow without even realizing. I was just when you're focused, flow automatically just enables. Then you're gonna think, and you're not gonna have to force your way through deciding what's the best pair. It's just like your brain automatically will give you the trade that is worth taking. This is a really good sweep. I just want to see intention carry on, if possible, to break below that inverse. Yo, 040 risk calculator. I'm just gonna get ready in case price does give the entry pattern. I just want to be ready. You get what I mean? A pretty simple idea. Main target is gonna be here. Definitely, if we're gonna have scale-ins, we can leave one for this new week opening gap right here at probably around 5R. I would say if we have 4.6, and final is gonna be towards the sell side right here, which is at 10. So we're gonna see, but we do have a plan for this, so that's good. A really solid trade, I would say. But we just need to see that confluence of breaking lower. If we don't, trade is invalid. Like this is my confluence, us inversing this. If we don't, we don't, and that's it. Probably we have some same intent, the same as UK that ended up flying, but we're gonna see. And GEO, we're also still waiting. This looks good because it's retractive. I don't want to see continuations of this gap. It's a very simple trade. Like the only iffy thing is that we are in a gap, but the gap is really voided, and I would say we're gonna draw towards this new week opening gap really easily here, towards those wicks and potentially the lows. But towards this new week, this is probably gonna be our draw for today, I would say. And then we might see some intent coming out of here, but towards this and towards taking this low is gonna be pretty much a really high chance we're gonna do that. So kind of DAX and GEO only pairs I'm gonna look at. Euro, I don't like too much resistance. So GEO looks like it's already gonna come into our POI, so we're just gonna monitor. Let me open like this. Boom, boom. And we're gonna do like this, and that's it. Doesn't really look like we're gonna get that, but we might get it on GEO. GEO is gonna be pretty simple. Like we're just gonna target this low. I'm not gonna look to target more here on GEO. On forex, on days like this, on low probability days and days before CPI, you can't really look to target more. Like targeting lower than this on low probability days is just troll. On lower probability days, you should look to target 2R, 3R, like really simple trades. Now with runners, like this DAX is planned to be, but again, London indices do print more in days like this compared to forex. So we're gonna see what we do, but we're coming to our area as well here. Showing a bit of impulse, but I still think this is gonna be a really easy draw for price, and that's gonna be our idea. See, our idea is pretty short on low probability days. Like we don't have 3 targets the same we do on DAX. Here we just have like we're looking to target this. That's pretty much it. Like it's a simple idea, and it's pretty much gonna happen because now it's very close to reaching that, and we do have an area of resistance, but when we have gaps this big, you need to look for other areas to kind of refine and give you precision on when price is gonna retrace. Because when you have a gap this big, it's hard to be able to tell where is price gonna react off, right? And we use this, so that's where it's gonna give us precision and context on also on being confident to target lower, because reacting off this alone is very unlikely. So we're gonna use this is gonna be our draw most likely for the day, and that's it. Really simple. Gaps like this is always a red flag, so we need, like, them alone most of the time will act as liquidity, but the fact that we have this is gonna give it a chance of reacting. So we're almost reaching the area. This is kind of perfect in terms of how price is developing right now, because it formed this gap, and this would be really nice for us to, example, rebalance, come into our zone, then break it lower, and then we look to enter here and target here. That would be my plan. This is kind of developing really nicely here. Even if we mitigate that, it's going to be the textbook market structure shift if we do this right here. DAX is not looking like it's carrying too much, but give it time. But yeah, this idea is very simple, so I'm gonna get ready for this as well. It can offer us decent R. 2 hour. That generally this is how long our idea should be. If we inverse now, it's not gonna be valid, but I don't think we're gonna inverse now, considering we still have the 1 hour being present here. We're still very likely gonna hold this higher and then inverse. What are you guys trading today? I see you're 5 people watching. What are you guys trading today? What pairs are you looking at? Or are you even trading today? There's some people that just straight up avoid days like this, because it kind of makes sense because of today being, bro, why does it set me to 13 June? It's a kind of lower probability day because of bank holiday, and also because it's the day before CPI, which is usually a lower probability days. Are you guys trading today, or it's not really impulsive here? I mean, we're doing pretty fine, but I don't know if we're gonna get that move lower. But we do be holding that 1 hour for now, and we did have a really strong mitigation here on open, which I think this was, yeah, a 1 hour inverse. See how we mitigated on Asia open is crazy. Let's see what we're doing. I mean, this 50 is, there is a 50-minute inverse here, which can be technically scary, but I don't think so. I wouldn't really consider this as scary. But yeah, it can be a zone we potentially react off, so we gotta be, if we get a trade, we gotta be aware of this. We gotta be aware of this, because let's say we take the trade here and we target lower, and we gotta be aware that price does have this inverse and it has the potential of coming to here and reversing before reaching our TP and making like a higher low. So this is something we gotta be aware of, like from right now, because it did form a 50-minute inverse, which is not something you necessarily want to see in your trade's direction. But I still think it's gonna be fine. Looking like it's struggling, like the break doesn't look strong, that's why it might work. Like we see the only area of impulse was around here. Here we're slowing down, we're making some pretty big wicks, so we might actually still get that move lower on DAX here. But yeah, Euro's really choppy, and it's stronger, it's way stronger than Euro, but it has a lot of resistance on the lows, so definitely not. Gold, I do like gold. I do like how this inversion looks here, but we're just very close around the highs, which makes it very likely for gold to inverse and start going lower. Like, it's not a place I would want to trade around. Yeah, it's very overextended. This is where usually there is a pretty high chance of sellers stepping in and us retracing, so that's why it's a very risky area to be trying and trade. And just by looking at it, it looks like it's gonna get back inverse. I don't know why. Like, it's gonna do something like this, and if it's gonna retrace, it's probably gonna come towards this. But we're gonna be seeing what it do. Okay, let's see a proper mitigation of this. I would want to see the 5-minute candle close, then we mitigate, and then we reach. Maybe we reach for this actually, so we're gonna see. But we're kind of early to be making any assumptions, I would say. For now, the market is kind of slow, but it's kind of expected. It's looking like it's rejecting, but even if it's gonna start breaking from here, like, I cannot take this trade. It's not valid for me. It looks like it's gonna react lower, just straight off the bat from here. Either it's gonna react and go long term and gonna go towards the lows, or either it's gonna mitigate that 50-minute inverse. But it's still not valid. This is just about positioning here. It's just too risky to be entering like this. I did this so many times when I was a beginner. I used to enter without waiting for my POI to get taken, and then it would just be a false move lower, and my stop loss gets swept, and then price ends up going in my favor just because I didn't wait for the POI to get mitigated. And yeah, this is just, I made this mistake a lot of times when I was a beginner. Jesus Christ. And I would be so mad like, why are you doing this? Bro, like, what do you mean why are you doing this? What the fuck are you not waiting for the POI to get mitigated? Are you fucking stupid? We just gotta position ourselves in the more likely scenario, more probabilities, a higher probability scenario. And here is very clear where is the highest probability scenario for us to trade in. Nice. So it's obviously that 1 hour. Like I don't know what was going on through my head when I was a beginner, bro. What was going? Salud, salud, nyata. Good morning. See, and now we're holding this. Like I used to get so trapped in these moves, and even on this 1 minute candles. Like, bro, if you're trading 1 minute and you're a beginner, stop. Like, stop, man. Stop, man. Stop doing that shit. Imagine being caught in this. If you're a beginner, bro, just use 3 minute or 5, because 3 minute and 5 minute are filtering false 1 minute moves. That's the purpose of it, and that's what it's gonna do. It's gonna filter false moves on the 1 minute, because we see here, oh, no gaps. On the 1 minute, oh, there's a gap. This is a displacement. I'm entering here. It's gonna go lower, but in reality, what this candle was just a fake move lower, a fake move, which got filtered by the 3 minute, because we see that on the 3 minute, it didn't have a gap. So 3 minute is gonna act as a really good filter on fake moves. So you should use that if you're not using it currently. That's why I always take my entries on the 3 and the 5, and my scalings I take on the 1. But yeah. It's gonna be pretty dangerous. This is also gonna be our area that we wanna get invalidated right now, because it's a pretty strong gap, pretty strong displacement on the 1 minute. So I mean, it's probably this low. In theory here, what we're gonna wait for is this to get broken, but for me on the 1 minute it looks more significant here. And also DAX is looking like it's failing. Yeah, it's probably gonna start breaking lower. But now trades become valid in terms of us looking to short. All we need to wait for is a proper entry pattern. That's pretty much it. But here, even if DAX is gonna break the R, it's gonna be garbage. So we can't really take this unless we get some more structure or some better structure to make this trade possible. Now this gap here, if it forms, this is gonna be what we're gonna use for our entry. This, if this inverse, we look to trade lower, and that's gonna be pretty nice in terms of R. If that happens, because we're gonna have like 2R on this low and probably 2.5 on higher time frame draw, so that's really chilling. If this is gonna happen, because now we mitigated. Now we should have easy intent lower. Range is pretty balanced. Like, this is generally how you want to see your range, how you want to see price come into your POI. You don't want to see impulse. But even though on the 50 minute it looks like it has impulse, it doesn't really have it, because lower time frame shows details, shows that this is just a retracement, even if 50 minute looks impulsive. Let's see what we're doing, but we're chilling. Usually anyways, like the first 30 minutes of London are usually a Judas swing or a retracement, however you want to call it. And in this case, it would be perfect. The first 30 minutes for London would be perfect for a retracement. Then we just continue lower, and then from here I don't need to know what's gonna happen. This is just my idea. Still struggling here. Probably not gonna be a pair we're gonna trade because of R. But yeah, I mean, even here, see how always lower time frame gives structure, always gives a bit of more detail. Because here you can consider this 3 minute as an area of your entry, but if you look on the 1 minute, there's also this gap here. So you can close below here, and you cannot close below the 1 minute gap and still go higher, if that makes sense. So what we actually need to do here for entry to be valid is wait for this as well to get invalidated. This is like how you need to couple time frames all the time, because you can get chopped. You can get chopped really easily if you only wait for this 3 minute, and then on the lower time frame, price ends up respecting this, even if it closes below your 3 minute zone, end up getting chopped really easily. So this, in reality, this is gonna be the area we're gonna wait for invalidation to be traded. So this is probably gonna be our idea realistically if we start breaking lower. So 1.5 on the low and 2 on the higher time frame target. Pretty chilling. They look very similar, DAX and and GU, they look very very similar. I mean, it's basically the same idea. Even here they look similar, but yeah, it's fine. But this one's going lower and this one's not, so we're gonna see. But we need kind of strong break here to be able to take this other, or we either break strong, which is kind of I don't really think it's gonna happen. More likely we're gonna form a low on it then break, but we're gonna see. We're still being patient. We're not gonna execute until we get what we want, which is this getting invalidated. But for now it's looking pretty bullish. But yeah, it's very unlikely for us just to inverse. Like, it's way more likely that we're just gonna hold lower towards that draw. Like, we don't really have any reason to reverse off here. We do have the 4-hour FVG, but again, it's a really voided FVG. In FVGs, it kind of goes both ways. Like, 2 small FVGs are red flag and 2 big FVGs are also red flag. Like, you need that perfect size, which is something like this. This would probably be the perfect size of an FVG. This is too small, this is too big. This can also be called like perfect size. So it's kind of, that's why it gives me this kind of red flag. So that's why I'm kind of not expecting this 4-hour to just hold. I'm expecting this to actually hold. FVGs lose relevance when they're too big or too small. That's just something to keep in mind. Not really looking like we're giving any signs of going lower. Okay, we might inverse. Okay, we might inverse, but I don't think so. Or we might come in this order block that we have. If we inverse, it's obviously gonna invalidate my trade idea. I'm not gonna be trading if we inverse. This is the more likely scenario for me to happen that I'm waiting for here. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, you don't need to force. Like, I did this also when I was a beginner. I see this inverse. Oh my god, price is leaving without me. Let me switch bias. Let me look for this. And then I end up getting chopped again because price plays on my initial bias. Like, now we're just waiting. Like, this is again one thing that really helped me with win rate, with improving win rate, is choosing one direction and only sticking to it, unless you have really strong influence. Like this, choosing what is the direction. Like, it's very clear we're going lower. Why would you buy here? Especially that we don't have any strong areas that you would say, okay, price is reversing. So it just would be stupid to swap like your buys. It's just choosing sells and only trading alongside sells, because we know sells are the more probable scenarios to happen, are the higher probability scenarios to happen. So we position ourselves in a higher win rate scenario. Us going bullish from here would be a way lower probability scenario than just going bearish. So higher time frame and choosing only one direction is really gonna improve your win rate a lot, bro. Like, this is why I neglected as a beginner. I used to not trade with higher time frame, bro. Like, that shit was stupid. I used to think that lower time frame is enough for me to trade. A higher time frame is everything. Like, without higher time frame, you're basically gambling. Like, you're gonna have a really low win rate if you're not gonna use higher time frame in your trading. Higher time frame is the key. Basically, lower time frame is just timing, to be honest. Lower time frame is just timing your entry. That's pretty much it. And higher time frame is, well, all your win rate is gonna reside on. Like, what is gonna make a setup work really well is gonna be higher time frame. Even if you don't look at it, when you're gonna see those crazy 15 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, is gonna be because of higher time frame. It's not gonna be because of lower time frame. And this was the perfect example that the trade that I got stopped on Friday. I mean, yeah, okay, the direction was good, the bias was right, but I traded off a 50-minute FVG instead of a 1-hour FVG, and this is what ended up happening. Just stopping my scaling, wicking my main position, and then going this. This is a lower probability scenario because the POI was not higher time frame, it was a lower time frame. But I ended up doing that. So also, let me do this. Why this trade worked really well that I caught last week. Where is it? Why this 15-hour not this. Where is it? This one. But this trade worked really well, and why it ended up going to 15-hour is because of higher time frame. It's because of higher time frame. That's why it works so well. If there was no higher time frame, this trade, there's no fucking way it would have ran 15-hour. Like the only all everything was framed on higher time frame. We took buy sell liquidity, we had one inverse, and we said it had second inverse here. Where are we drawing this? Look, where are we drawing? Look on the daily, where are we drawing here? That's the old idea comes from higher time frame, and then you target this. If higher time frame wasn't like this, there's no fucking way your trade would have went 15 hour like it did. So it all comes down to higher time frame at the end of the day, at least for your idea. If you wanna higher trades, trade with higher time frame like that. That is the kind of true reason behind those higher trades that you see on people's like results. Yeah, this isn't getting invalidated, but yeah, trade with higher time frame, bro. Like everything comes from the higher time frame. Depending on how, even if you trade 1 minute, bro, you need to have some higher time frame. I would say you need to have at least 1 hour. If you trade 1 minute, have at least 1 hour. If you trade like 3 and 5, have 4 hour. And if you trade 50 minute, have daily. That's pretty much it. But I use 4 hour and I use 1 hour. Really important. It all comes from higher time frame. Like that's where you should start for an idea. That's why I only have higher time frame rules. That's everything I have. Higher time frame rules. The rest is just intuition. But higher time frame rules, why? Because this will position myself in high probability scenarios consistently. That's it. So kind of make a minimum amount of win rate for your trades, and then it's just full intuition, to be honest. But yeah, position higher time frame is a must, no matter what time frame you're trading. Even 1 minute, bro. Even if it sounds weird, even 1 minute, it's necessary. Now it would be nice for us to get that break lower. If we fail, so we make a lower high here, and then we fail, it would be perfect. Higher time frame, most important thing, definitely. Don't expect to be profitable if you're not having some higher time frame influences for every trade you take. At least bias, I would say. At least bias is the minimum for you to be trading. Like you need to choose one direction and stick to it. That thing alone will have such a huge impact on your win rate, because you're purely like you're gonna avoid scenarios that are unlikely to happen, which is in this case. Like, you know what, let's say that the chance of buying is 30%, bro. Like we have no confluence of buying except this, which I still think we're gonna reach lower, and we have a lot more confluence on just keep doing what we're doing. So let's say buying is 30% and selling is 70%. Why would you position yourself in the 30% scenario? Like you just avoid it, bro. Like just avoid it. This is what you're doing when you're trading with only one direction of the market. You're just purely avoiding the lower probability scenario and only position yourself in the highest one. This is gonna make win rate a difference. This is gonna make an impact in your difference. What did I say? This is gonna make a huge impact anyways, because you're trading only on the higher probability scenarios. When you're gonna do this, obviously, what is the chance of you winning? Very small. And why would you make it harder for yourself to win? You need to make it easier for yourself to win. It's in this course, it's a simple thing, but it took me a long time to realize why sticking to a single bias matters. I used to want to catch every single trade, every single trend switch, everything, but that's just gonna be detrimental for your win rate, to be honest. So don't do that shit. Like, one advice: use higher time frame. I didn't do that shit for I think first 2 years. I didn't have higher time frame my trading. I just used to trade rate Asia. So we take Asian low, I look to buy. We take Asian highs, I look to sell. That was my strategy. No bias, no nothing, and it didn't. It ended up being really inconsistent because I didn't have higher time frame behind my trade, and the trades that would win would be the trades that are aligned with higher time frame, and the trade that lost would be going against higher time frame bias. So that's why it was inconsistent. So even if you have like a simple strategy like this, capital will bias. Well, in this case, we're looking for us to buy from where, let's say we trade with the same strategy. We look at Asian lows, we look at buys higher. In this case, it would be just a straight skip for us because we're bearish. So we're avoiding lower probability scenarios. Good morning, bro. How are you? What are you guys trading today? Are you guys trading or not? It's looking like it's buying, so I don't know. Not really looking like much right now. It's looking bullish, yeah. Again, lower probability scenario doesn't mean we need to catch it. Like imagine just by okay, I'm gonna demonstrate this. It might happen. I'm not saying it won't, but it's a lower probability. This is what I would do if I would be a beginner and hungry to trade. Oh my god, it's buying. I need to catch this. I need to catch this. My buyers just got flipped. And you'll see that very likely what's gonna happen. Now we will get inversed and our entry gets fucked. I'm just gonna demonstrate what I'm saying with a demo trade. If way low is the same as Jews, what is the chance of us randomly inversing and then going higher when we're being clearly bearish for a long time and we have this really easy sell side draw? It's a simple question. Is very unlikely to happen. And we kind of inverse this, but now we're rejecting it. So Bitcoin and Ethereum, let's see what Bitcoin doing. I haven't checked Bitcoin. Oh my god, it's a 120k. Jesus Christ, Bitcoin. Jesus Christ, Larry. I had my look where I predicted the bottom on Bitcoin. When I didn't buy, imagine buying here. Oof. And Ethereum as well. I had really good buys on Ethereum. Sadly, look where my buys were, bro. Sadly, I needed the money from my Ethereum and I had to close my positions. But look how much I would have made. This is where I bought, bruh. Oh my god, it's actually reaching my targets. But yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty decent again of just holding higher. We do be at highs here, and again, generally not a place I do wanna buy, but yeah. Rău majoritar pe aici. Asta este, frate. I'm still gonna keep it in English because yeah. Still gonna keep it in English. Same happens to me and I take profit too early. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's not looking like it's gonna sell, but no much to exact. I don't remember exactly what you're trading. Yeah, bro. At some point you're gonna like yeah. You're gonna hit your take profit as well at some point. If you make money, you make money. That's fine. As long as you're making money, you're making money. My Bitcoin is hella bullish, bro. What is this? Like it's just. Curious about XRP. Oh my god, bro, look at my buys, bro. This were my buys, man. 50%. Let's see Solana. Solana, I think I don't have it marked, but let me remember. Oh, again, around here, this is where all the pairs started giving bullish signs. Like the same thing I use on higher time frame on Forex, I use on Bitcoin and crypto, so it works the same. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Like it works the same. Like I look for 4-hour inverses or 4-hour just order flow getting disrespected and start switching bullish, and that's how I predicted basically all of these buys. And this was the same. Like what do we actually have in reality? What do we have here? Why did I predict the buy? We have a 4-hour inverse and we had massive sell side sweep, and we also tapped this area, so it's just trading the same price action. Sadly, I didn't end up holding. I don't trust altcoins. I don't know about that. I'm not really, yeah. But XRP and Solana, I do trust. To be honest, I do trust XRP and Solana. This is kind of what was my arsenal for investing. XRP, Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. E-gold is probably bullshitting, but again, it seems like it's starting to hold, but it's bullshit E-gold. Not really doing much. I mean, right now I wouldn't really buy. Like, it's sad that I closed my positions, but I needed the money. Just imagine, bro, like investing here, like buying here a lot of money, even in XRP and Solana. Like this is a lot of money to be made. 50%. Ethereum probably is gonna be the biggest. In Ethereum, I wanted to invest all like very big portion of my money. Would have already been like a 90% already. Or you can buy here. You could have bought here first. Here's what I bought, then buy on this 4-hour inversion. I would have stacked so many orders if I had money here. I would have just stacked buy, because we just took this 4 hour and retested it, and we're holding it as support. We're just bought massively here. This was the probably the best buy opportunity here to buy in this consolidation, then just fucking flew. Euro bullish. Let's see. Yeah, kinda. I mean, it just had too much sell side not to be bullish here. Probably gonna be drawn towards this. This looks like a very nice buy side liquidity. Retest and looking to buy, but I don't have confluence to be buying. Let's see. Did we reach the 4 hour? We didn't reach the 4 hour, so I can't really buy. See, again, this is a more unlikely scenario to play. We didn't reach the 4 hour. I'm not buying. Simple. But it might look like it's gonna work, and it might work. But this looks like obvious draw. At least for news, it looks like a zone that is gonna wick so hard on CPI. Like it's gonna massively wick this on CPI, very likely. This is too good of an area. It's like equal highs and 1 hour FVG, and inverse here. Very likely we're gonna reach back. Now we're probably gonna draw into this, then draw lower to this. That's what I would say. But we're gonna see. Still not really giving signs. Like we're inversion. Yeah, we're not really holding. But yeah, still gonna be patient. The setup I'm waiting for. I'm gonna wait for the setup no matter what like happens in between. If I would have been from a space of, oh my god, I want to pass the account, I've been break even for so long, I want to pass, I want to make money, I would have probably switched, and that long term would have ended up like detrimental for your trading. Apparently we came for this high, but I don't know, we might just come for this. But at this point, it becomes way riskier to be trying to trade in this with this 1 hour inversion. Like now, this is a very big red flag for your trading. Very big red flag to be trying to look and sell into this. It's like a big cock block in a way. Very big. Even if it reacts from here, now it's just like too red flaggy, too risky to be trying to trade towards this. Because this is basically your idea now, to be able to short. That's it. Like this is not something you want to trade in. It would have been valid to look like this. This would have been a good idea, but this inversion blocks the idea. It blocks it legitimately. You can't trade it anymore. And big ass 15-minute gap. Now it's likely we switch bullish, but still not the best scenario for me. This is the first confluence we have. I need 2 confluences to be trading buys, and it's too risky no matter what you do. But this gap does look good here. Probably gonna be the area we retest also. So it's a 5-minute gap formed around the 1 hour inversion. It's gonna be really strong. A really strong gap to be holding higher, and it looks like DAX is gonna switch as well. But yeah, it is what it is. Maybe still gonna hold off this highs, but see, this is it's an inversion as well. And we have 1 and this is 2, so technically would have been able to look at buys, but I still prefer sells here no matter what. So probably not gonna trade anything. Today is a low probability day anyway, so I wasn't really expecting to be trading today. But yeah, let's see what gold does. Still nothing. Gold does nothing for fucking London. And tomorrow, I don't know. Tomorrow is probably again an old trade day. We're gonna see how CPI behaves. If we have a potential good setup on CPI, we're gonna see. I had one really good trade once. I don't really trade CPI. I traded it once. Had a really good setup on gold on CPI, but it's risky. So London before CPI, very risky. It's very rare I'll be trading in CPI day. After CPI, sure, maybe there's gonna be an opportunity. Like CPI has such a weird behavior. Most of the time it kind of sweeps, goes to a POI, then reaches back. Like this is the movement that it does, CPI, most of the time, at least what I've seen. So kind of in this case, considering we have a bullish bias, this is what it would do. It will come into this buy side, it would retrace towards the optimal POI, and here's where we generally look to be buying towards again here. So this is kind of how CPI I've seen move a lot of times. It's like making like a 3-move pattern first a fake move, then make the real retracement, and then make the real move like later in the session. That's what I've seen. So I'm curious how CPI is gonna behave tomorrow. I didn't really study CPI lately. I should have, but yeah, I do like CPI is probably the worst week to be trading in. I don't like CPI week. In this case, it's okay. I feel like it's decent because it's only one day that gets fucked. There is weeks when CPI it's Wednesday, and then Monday and Tuesday both become low probability, and you can't really trade them. But now it's only one day that gets sacrificed, which is today, if that makes sense. And then we have really good Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is when we want to be trading, and these are really nice. I do really like PPI. PPI is kind of the brother of CPI, so it's like the brother or the sibling of CPI. So it's gonna be really nice volatility to be trading with. PPI, it's like stable volatility. It's not so like wiki as CPI, so this is something I like to trade most of the times. And I also like this. This is gonna be again really nice volatility. I do really like retail sales. So these news I do really like PPI and retail sales. And Friday we have a really chill day. This is also gonna be a decent day because we have medium impact. So this week is gonna be good, but it's gonna be mostly after CPI. Like these are good. This is kind of like how you should be trading always. Like depending on how the profile of the weeks looks like, you should position yourself in yeah, like this. Like usually look to trade end of the week in CPI. That's how usually it is most of the time. CPI usually lands Tuesday or Wednesday, and you always look to be trading like the end of the week. And let's see next week how it's gonna be. Monday should be fine again, kind of low probability. We don't really have news. Tuesday as well, we don't really have news. We have some medium impact, which is gonna be fine. This is not gonna be a great week. First, bro, what is this? Why are you appearing here? This is so annoying. What is this? How do I exit? Bruh. Let's see. Let's get back. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we see we don't have news. This is generally when we don't have volatility to print. So this is usually days where you look for 2-3 R. I would say at most. This is very damaging. Like this is something I avoid. Kind of all times I avoid this. This London session here is very dangerous. Yeah, because we have like four red impact news, then we have medium impact, then we have GBP. Like it's a very heavy day. This is a very heavy day. Usually, oh my god, like this is so heavy. We have London fire. Like you don't want to be trading. We have also lunchtime, around lunchtime, end of London. We also have fire. And then we have like this, and then we have this. Bro, it's a lot of news. Probably after this, maybe I'm gonna be trading after like 5 Romanian hour. So like silver bullet hours you're looking to trade. This is definitely most of it is gonna be skipped, and Friday is gonna be decent as well. This is gonna be nice because of this, but definitely skipping this day or being really cautious about trading it. I wouldn't really trade London. I wouldn't really trade New York. New York I would trade after this is over. Because you're gonna get chopped. Imagine trading between this and this, like being in the middle of them, you're gonna get chopped. Hella chopped. We're gonna see, but today I'm just gonna watch. Like it doesn't look like my setups got invalidated, which is fine. Still about positioning yourself in the best scenarios. Actually, even whatever it's gonna do here is pretty much invalidated. Even we have 12 more minutes unless I don't know, we close strong bearish. We're gonna see, but at this point it's definitely not gonna look to trade, which is probably why I'm gonna take like that decision off. We're gonna see New York, but yeah, I don't expect to be trading this day unless you have a really clear setup. I would say here it's gonna look like it's gonna buy, but not something I would trade. Euro, let's see Euro, very strong inversion, very strong, but lower time frame, I don't like that shit. UJ, I didn't look at JPY pairs. I'm probably gonna stop trading JPY pairs. Okay, USD also really. This would have been, some traders would have like traded this. This would have looked like a good sell side raid. and from here just be buying. Like you would have already had this inversion. This would have been your buy here. Really crazy R, to be honest. And what do you target? Probably this high. I don't, it doesn't really look like it's gonna get taken. It looks more like it's gonna hold. But yeah, that and probably this. Like this is a lot of buy side here. That would have been it, but it's way too risky. Goddamn, I don't want to trade something like this. But we do have even this. We do have a small 1 hour, which is very iffy. Very iffy. Yeah, probably not gonna trade. Probably gonna take the day off right here. Probably gonna end the stream soon. And yeah, that's gonna be it. At least for now, I'm gonna go take a break. Go smoke a ciggy. Go smoke a ciggy. I'm probably gonna stay a bit more. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do this week. If you wanna stay in tune and watch, so I'm gonna live stream every single day. London and New York every single day, Monday through Friday. Doesn't matter if it's CPI, doesn't matter what it is. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna post it into a YouTube video, so it's gonna be summarized every single day if you're gonna watch that. At the end of the week, it's gonna be summarized into a YouTube video, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So every day is gonna be live streaming these sessions, then it's gonna be journaling every single day, then it's gonna be back testing and breaking down the day. Like there's a habit that I do, and I recommend you guys to do this, bro. Like let me see, I haven't done it for a while now, but I plan on getting back into it. Let me see if I can find it. But it's called breaking down your day. Let me see. Breaking down your day meaning breaking down what ended up happening in the certain day, no matter if there's a setup or not. Like this helps a lot, bro. Like this helps a lot, bro. This helps very, very much in you like growing. Like just looking at the day. Okay, what did DXY end up doing? Was it corresponding to my analysis? Okay, it was. Boom. Okay, it wasn't. What did I learn? Why did this happen? And just like doing this, like it helps a lot, and this is what I plan on getting back into. I used to do it really consistently. I had a period where I did it really consistently, like this was probably my most consistent period even in result. But I'm gonna start doing this as well, like just breaking down the days. When the day ends, when New York ends, break down what happened. Look at what happened and just study it, because it helps a lot, bro. It helps a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna go smoke. I'm gonna let you guys here. Sorry for going, but yeah, I gotta smoke. Oh, you guys still here, bro. Thank you for waiting. You guys are kind. Thank you for waiting for me to come back. So merci să zic așa dacă sunteți român. Um, yeah, we see what it do. Not doing much right now. You're just gonna wait. Like, even if you're not trading, just seeing price and seeing how the day spend is gonna build experience, and that experience is gonna help you later on. So it definitely helps. Even if you're present, like this is one thing that I did before that wasn't good. I used to be only present on the charts when there was a potential setup happening, and that ends up being kind of self-sabotaging first, because if there's no setup, it doesn't mean you're not gonna learn anything, and it doesn't mean there's nothing valuable in the day, first. And second, there was so many setups that ended up forming during the session, and I would just skip it and I would miss a setup that would form, right? If that makes sense. So always, like, this is, in my eyes, how you're gonna turn profitable. How you're gonna turn profitable by being present every day, like treating it like a job, even if there is no setup. Like, just be present every single day, no matter what it is. Like, at a job, do you think you're gonna, like, I don't know, just skip when you don't feel like it, or skip when, I don't know, but nah, you gotta be present every single session. Like, this thing requires you to be serious. How are, like, this is, I don't know, how did I expect to turn profitable if I wasn't present and focused every single day? Like, you should, like, this is like a job, bro. Like, in realistic terms, it is a job, but it's just not the classic job. But it still requires your focus, it still requires you to be present, and it still requires you to give your best. Like, and also one thing that I realized, or that I went through recently, is just detaching completely from results, bro. Like, and not detaching like I'm detaching from the results so I can become profitable. Not from that space. Detaching from the results because it's who you are. So kind of tying this change into identity, into who you are. Like, it's something a bit more spiritual and a bit more like not necessarily related to trading, but just detaching completely from outcomes and not letting results define your self-worth. So not if you're losing, your self-worth goes down. You seeing yourself as a failure. If you're failing in trading, it doesn't mean you're a failure. You're, bro, this is the stage you're in. This is the stage we're all passing through. Like, it doesn't mean you're a failure. The fact that you kept going all these years, or the spirit, and kept going and kept going, that's more than enough for you to be confident in yourself. Like, that's a huge mindset shift, and it's going from lack to abundance, basically, in terms of mindset. And it matters a lot. It matters a lot because a lack mindset, or like this shaky self-worth, is not going to be sustainable long term. Because if, let's say, you're profitable, right, and you end up having a losing streak, then your self-worth, if your self-worth is tied to good results, you're going to start feeling unconfident in yourself. You're going to start doubting yourself. You're going to start doubting your strategy. You're going to start doubting everything. And what that will cause is more losses, and therefore just take all the profitability away. So for you to actually be sustainably profitable long term, you cannot have your self-worth tied to the results. You cannot get shaken. Hey bro, how are you doing today? You cannot really be shaken by results if you ever want to be long term profitable. You cannot be shaken. A profitable trader never shakes. If they have losses, they still trust themselves. Yeah, new live series. I mean, it's basically the same thing. It's just best loser wins. Yes, bro. Best loser wins, and staying. Doesn't even, like, you're just staying unshakable. That's how you're gonna turn profitable. Not caring the fact that you took some losses, and instead of caring about the results, just relentlessly caring about your process. This is like a big switch, and that's what is gonna turn most people profitable. And is what is gonna turn me profitable, because I don't care about the results anymore. I just come every day with my full focus on staying true to my process, respecting my rules and respecting my intuition. If you come with that mindset every single day, it's inevitable for you to turn profitable, because you're automatically gonna make the best decision. If you come with the mindset of, if you come from the space of, I don't know, wanting to prove that you're not a failure, wanting to win, wanting to make money, you're gonna start forcing trades. and those 4 trades are gonna end up being losers. So it's kind of impossible. Like that's kind of the paradox with trading. The only the only time when you're gonna turn profitable is when you're no longer caring about turning profitable. That's what's kind of ironic about trading. That's the only way. When you stop caring about results, that's when results are gonna come. Because when you stop caring about results, that's when your execution is gonna be the best, right? Because you're not there to prove yourself. You're not there to force a win. You're not there to feel worthy. You're there because you're just executing from the best pace you can. That's the irony of trading. And if you see, like, all the profitable traders are gonna tell you that, and that's the space you turn profitable from, and not caring about results, not one single inch, and all you care about is your process, and not making expectation. This is another thing that I went through, and it helped me a lot. Not making any expectation when you're gonna turn profitable. Oh, I'm gonna turn profitable next month. I'm gonna turn profitable next year. I'm gonna turn profitable. No, bruh. Stop doing that shit because it's not gonna help you. All it's gonna do is, again, kind of dilute your edge and kind of make executions bad. Like goals, like for example, I'm gonna turn profitable next month. This is my goal, turning profitable next month. And when next month arrives, if you haven't turned profitable, you're gonna feel really bad about yourself. And second of all, you're gonna start pushing and forcing trades for you to meet your goal. That's very bad. Like that's what I went through a lot of times. So timelines, putting goals that, oh my god, I'm gonna turn profitable by the end of the month, that's just really bad for you. It's really bad for you. You cannot make that. Like the only expectation you should make is you sticking to your process. And as long as you're gonna do that, profitability is gonna come. It's not for you to know when profitability is gonna come. It's not for you to know. It's just that you gotta trust God at this point. It's not for you to know these things, these details. What is for you to do and know is sticking to your process, and everything is gonna come naturally. But it's hard to not to trust in, I don't know, uncertainty. It's hard to trust in yourself. It's hard to do all these things. It's not easy. Just trusting in uncertainty. And this is what I've been going through, and it's about staying consistent also. Like you can't be detached from results 3 days per week, then the next 2 days you care. You cannot do that because this is gonna happen. Where's mom? This is gonna happen. Like this wasn't from a mindset issue, but this is gonna happen if you're not consistent with everything you do. Like this is how last week turned out for me because I wasn't consistent, right? You cannot have 2 days where you don't care about process and the next 3 days you care and you end up making bad decisions because you care about the process. You need to always be in that state of mind. That's what is hard about trading, because it also requires for your state of mind to be consistent, not only your execution, if that makes sense. That's why it's hard, because it's not only you're gonna relentlessly check rules of your strategy list. It's not like that. You also gotta keep your mindset consistent, because if your mindset is not consistent, your execution is gonna fall off as a byproduct. Always like that. And that's what I'm going through right now in third year of my journey, bro. Like I'm gonna show you my account. I don't really care. I'm always being transparent with my journey. Like I learned a lot of things in break-even phase, and I don't know. A lot of people go through break-even. There's people that don't go through break-even. But for me, to be honest, I did go, and currently not doing great. I just gave back all the profit that I made last week, but still better than -8%, which I was a week before. But look at this, bro. Look how many trades I have on this account. 200 trades, bro. Like that shit is not easy. First of all, it's not easy, and second of all, it's actually progress, because I went from losing an account. See, this is sharp. This move here, this last year, is all because my edge fell. But look how many trades there were here, like cycles, losses, wins. But there's so many things to learn, and to be honest, I don't regret anything from this journey, because I learned so many things that were required for me to turn profitable. But it's hard mentally. It's really hard mentally to be break even. There's people that go through break even. There's people that don't. First, I expected break even phase to be like 2 months, but it took fucking 10. That's not easy mentally. But the lessons you learn in this period are really, really important for you to turn profitable. Like I learned so many things. I learned so many things. I fixed so many mistakes. Like I think break-even phase was the most, how do I say it? The period that I learned most in, more than in the first 2 years. The break-even period was the period that I learned the most in, and I don't regret anything of it. Losing streak, like here, bro, I was profitable. I was being consistent. I was profitable. Then boom, everything fell off, and I ended up being fucking losing, straight up losing for what is this, like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and now I'm currently starting to bounce back again. I'm starting to find my rhythm again. But everything that I learned here was required for me to potentially turn profitable. There's people that say, okay, just risk 3% and then pass the phase in one trade. Yes, you pass the phase in one trade, or you pass the account in one trade, but that's not really the goal. The goal is for you to develop like a consistent skill to be able to then make money. If I would have passed this phase one in one trade, do you think I would have got the skill of making money consistently in the market? No. Like the only thing, this go through this. Could have risked 3% and passed this, but would have I learned the skill? Not really. Not really. Wouldn't have learned it any other way. So yeah. 30%. This is even my stats show break even. Like 33% when like we wanted to is break even. Yeah. But the problem is the cycle that has been going over and over again. I am consistent for like 2 days. I take really good wins, then I give it back through dog shit fucking losses. I think this one got tapped. If we inverse, we might take this. If we inverse this, let's see in terms of R what is percentage here in terms of R. Oops, what am I doing? This is just the buy. This is the demo trade buy that I said, bro, I'm not going against the lower probability of happening. I mean, we get to R, to be honest, so it might be fine if we do break, but we need to close below. These are an overlap of two zones. This is basically a 1 hour inverse with a 1 hour FVG that we have. So I do want to see price kind of close below it at least, but we're gonna see what it do here. So we can enter this, but yeah, not really planning to, not really wanting to, but yeah, if an opportunity is worth taking, I'm gonna take it. But I kind of doubt that we're gonna get that much momentum to break. Also, one good sign here is that we rejected at the top of the inverse, at the top of our gray zone. We didn't strongly close above, and then, you know, this is a good sign that we kind of wicked. And we're getting a 50-minute inverse as well, so we'll see. We can execute this. I just don't know if I want to exactly, but the trade is valid. So in case we get a strong close and we get like one more candle besides this one, and we get one more candle that closes strong here, it's a valid trade. I would take it, to be honest. I'm just not sure if I want to. We do have, I'm really confident in going lower, but we're gonna see. This is just a stupid buy that I just used to demonstrate why it's stupid to look against, like to not choose only one direction for the market. I would kind of like it more here to be start getting a small retrace and then break. I would like this more rather than just breaking lower, but I'm just gonna prepare risk in case this setup shows. In case the setup gets validated, I'm gonna prepare 24038 and 24101, probably 1%, not much more than that. 1% with 10 contract size, like this. We'll see, but it looks decent for now. But we need the next candle to close kind of strong here. That's my criteria. If it doesn't close, I'm not gonna take it. How much is the contract size on DAX? Let me see. Where is DAX? Specification. Contract size is 10. Okay. We're just gonna get ready in case the setup shows. I mean, it's looking pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, Gengi. It's looking pretty good. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm actually taking this shit, bruh. If we close properly, I'm taking this. How much is it? Like 240, 24030. No, 240. Bruh. 240. 24031. Now I'm just preparing in case the setup gets validated, but if we close bearish here, I'm really liking this. 24090. 24090 and take profit. We're gonna probably set it later. 23960. 23960. Higher time frame target is, I mean, our target is gonna be the, oh shit, like this is what it's annoying between this, which is 23915, actually 23915. We're gonna see if we get it, but I do want to see this candle close a bit more proper. Now I wouldn't really say it like I like this close. Maybe with a 1 minute confirmation, yeah, but I don't like this close. It's getting rejected for now, so just gonna be patient in entering this. If I get what I want and if I get something I'm liking, then I'm gonna enter, but otherwise, hell no, bruh. It's looking like it's dead, like a mini mitigation on the 1 minute. 5 minute candles need 3 minutes to close, so that's good. Yeah, now it's looking good. I do really like this inversion, and we have a lot of strength behind it, and it's fitting my bias, it's fitting my plan. So yeah, and we see this demo failing right now, and why you don't go against your bias. It's gonna be a pretty simple trade, like 2R. This can be scary, but not really. It's not an FVG I would be scared of. And the 1 hour inverse got closed as well. We don't have a 50-minute inverse as we do on GU, so this is way better than the rest. Now it's just all about getting the confluence we need, and then I'm gonna enter. It's like 2 more minutes. Yeah, it looks like a good gap. I do like how it looks. So my intuition does validate entry. My intuition does validate higher time frame. This looks a bit weird, but I don't think it matters. Just came into this trend line. We're just very bearish on reaching lower. Draw is solid. 1 hour gap is solid. Really solid inspection. So everything is kind of solid for this trade. My intuition validates. It's just up to getting this close here. If we don't, I'm not gonna take it. Because on the 1 minute, you can't really say this move is impulsive. Like, it's not really impulsive. You can't really say that. Compared to this is a gap that is impulsive. These are not really impulses. But yeah, 3 minute does look decent, but the closure is incomplete. It's an incomplete entry. So entering here would mean a forced entry, so I'm not gonna do that. We can get it, we cannot. It's just about being fine with whatever happens here. We might get like 1 minute confluence, maybe, like 1 minute entry pattern, but this is a big red flag. This is exactly how rejected entry looks like when we don't close. Like, this is a very perfect example of not closing below the bullish FVG, which invalidates the trade. This is a bullish close for now. It's a very bullish close, clear sign. Not something you want to be trading in. It might work, I'm not saying it might not break later, but this is just too risky to be taken right now. So we're gonna see if it does break lower. For me, I kinda still think it's gonna hold this inverse lower and we get like 1 minute entry or something, but definitely not gonna entry. We see we have a gap here. Maybe we're gonna use this for taking an entry here, this inversion, because we have a 5 minute FVG that inverse that is incomplete, and we're gonna use 1 minute to wait for some more confluence because of it being risky, basically. We'll see, but we do have, now we have sell side here apparently on the 1 minute, but this is very bullish, right? This is part of trading as well, and this is a very important part of trading. It's like, you're sticking to your rules. Technically, this is my rule. I wait for this to get close. I take my, if it gets close, I take my entry. If it doesn't, I won't. That's simple, non-negotiable. Not sitting there, oh my god, I'm not seeing my trade, I want to be in it, I want to see a trade win. Nah. I used to force trades like this, break my rules. But see, these rules are made for a reason. All the rules that you make are made for a reason, right? It's not like they're randomly there. But yeah, this now becomes a pivotal point. If we break below it, it might be good, but it just looks like it's gonna go bullish. It's the perfect example of a rejected entry. This is part of trading as well, which not many people necessarily show. This is part of trading. You're gonna have entries that are getting validated, and it's important that you don't force them and don't take them. Even though you want to see a winning trade, even though you want to win, don't take entries that get rejected. Stick into your rules. And yeah, this is the perfect example. Like very bullish close straight from here. Enough reason for you not to take a shit like this. And maybe looks like the demo trade ends up working. The CGU, but very bullish. This is probably bearish how we're consolidating here. It's a bearish consolidation, but we might just get a retrace from that, or we might now hold lower, but I don't think so. Like now it looks bullish. It's probably gonna flip bullish at this point. This gap looks good here in the top of the range, but this is helpful. This is also a W. What is a W? You skipping a trade that you shouldn't take, and like avoiding a loss is also W. Or we might just hold this and then break lower. That can also happen. We hold this FVG, the small bearish FVG, and then we start breaking lower. But I did say I would want to see this more. I did say this before. I do want to see a small reaction and then close. I did say this. Just that I don't really think it's gonna happen. I'm not saying it might, but we'll see. If we start, this would be even greater for us if we hold a lower high here and then start breaking and then we enter. That would be even better, to be honest. Hi man, I see that you're struggling. I will contact you. Salud, frate. I wouldn't really say I'm struggling, but you can contact me. Sure, we can talk. Putem vorbi, frate. Dă mesaj pe Instagram. We'll see, but it ain't looking good, that's for sure. Also, while we rejected that 5-minute entry, we also rejected the inverse here, which is another very crucial sign. Yeah, we're probably just gonna hold bullish. This could have been a decent buy, like scalp to take, even though it's not valid, like just for fun, you know what I mean? But yeah, very bullish close here. We ain't taking this shit. Hell no. Hell no. This is also valuable. This is also valuable because this is what you're gonna encounter when you're gonna live trade. It's not only gonna be you taking W's and you taking W's and taking winning trades. It's also gonna be trades that are gonna get skipped. It's also gonna be losers that are gonna get caught short. I think last week I had a loser that I caught short. It's also gonna be a lot of scenarios. There's gonna be. I think I have this written. These are kind of the scenarios of. Let me see if I can find it. The usual scenario of your trade. It can either be your straight to TP, it can be a stagnation on your entry, it can be a stop loss hit and TP, it can be a straight to stop loss. This is when you cut the loser short. It can be a really close call. Like there's a lot of potential outcomes for a trade. It's not gonna be only like straight to TPs and straight to stop losses. There's gonna be a lot of scenarios that are likely to happen. But yeah, we're still probably gonna hunt this also. It just looks weird. I can say I really like this price action. Probably gonna go eat something because my, cum zice român, râcâie stomacul. Mă râcâie stomacul and I gotta go. But not gonna be gone for long. Acum o să-mi țin videourile în engleză în principiu pentru long term. Chiar dacă aș face în român, acum aș avea un pic mai mult succes, aș crește mai repede short term, cumva view-ul meu e tot pe long term și în România cumva nu sunt chiar atât de mulți traderi pe cât aș vrea să ajung, cum ar veni. Și eu o să țin în engleză și pentru videouri, adică, da, sunt puțin traderi în România, aș avea succes, dar goal-ul meu cumva e mult mai long term, de aia o să-mi țin pe engleză, acum, na, sunt mulți români care poate nu o să se uite dacă e în engleză, dar eu o să țin așa pentru că cumva e goal-ul meu long term și pentru videourile pe care o să le fac o să fie mult mai fain să fie în engleză. Cam de aia o să țin în principiu. Okay, we're looking like we're breaking. Let's see. Let's see if the move, it's either now becomes really important. Either we hold this higher and our trade gets fully invalidated, or we inverse and start going lower and we confirm the close and we can enter. Let's see. My bad. It's kind of bullish for now. Yeah, very bullish close. This could have been a decent scalp buy here. Scalp buy towards this stop loss here. I mean, not really. You can even put a stop loss below here. Buy here, take profit here. Very simple scalp on the 1 minute. Can be done. Or it gets rejected. That can be a case. I'm gonna go eat really fast because the setup might happen. I want to still be here until session ends, but I'm gonna be fast. I'm not gonna stay. Hard not 50-50. Not much, no. This is what I call a pivotal point. It becomes really important to dictate what is going to happen next. If we hold it, we go higher and we'll probably go towards this. If we inverse, we'll probably go lower and reach this lows. Let's see. Best breakfast, a piece of bread. Champion's breakfast. Kind of weird. It might be now breaking lower. This would be great because this would kind of be that lower high, which would be added confluence and would be a trend switch, especially if it holds lower to break this. In terms of structure, if we talk in terms of structure, which I always use, by the way, this is bullish, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then this is not, this is basically anything. This is gonna be a lower high and this is gonna be a lower low, kinda. But this is kinda bullish. Let me see. We'll see. And also why I'm doing my lives in English, even though there's mostly Romanians watching, is because I want my lives to stay here. It's gonna be like a track record, so I don't want to delete them. I just want them to be kind of my journey. So in the future, when I'm gonna grow, people can just check how I traded in the past. And my journey, basically, these lives are gonna be really good because they're basically how I was trading. It's fully, I'm not gonna delete any of them. They're fully transparent. They're just gonna be here like a track record. It looks like we're rejecting of this, but I don't know, to be honest. Looks like it's gonna use this to retest this other one. That's what it kinda looks like. It's gonna be like a ping pong, like boom boom and then below it. Mm. Yeah, it's very very important what's gonna do next. You can also fail lower high here and start breaking higher, or you can break. Mm. And also being fully transparent, bro. There's no traders. There's very little traders that actually show you like everything. Like I can show you my trades. I can show you everything that you want. Like fully transparent. I'm not here to hide what. The losses are part of the journey. Why would you hide your losses, or why would you hide your results? I'm fully transparent. Whatever I'm gonna make, whatever I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna show. And I'm not gonna sell you anything. It's all gonna be for free if I ever, I don't know, reach a point where people wanna learn from me. It's kind of slow. Only like the break. Still very very slow. I mean, it's 30 minutes till the session's over. That's kind of one thing that I discipline myself to do, is always stay present until the session's over. After the session's over, you can do whatever you want. You can take a break. You can just do whatever you want. But until that, just stay present. Even if there's no trades, it doesn't matter. It's a very slow break. I don't like this. Again, probably that's gonna happen. But I don't like how this looking. Very very slow. So it's definitely. I mean, it's very likely not gonna be a 4 straight. Salud Chan. Salud. Bruh, what is this price action, man? I mean, it does be building that fractal high that I always talk about into a 1 hour AVG kind of good confluence, but it's really weird, bruh. Really weird. This is like, this is the perfect example of how low probability looks like and why you should not trade the day before CPI. It's the perfect example because DAX, bro, DAX usually has a lot of volatility. Like at least for London, look how we printed. This should have been a trade I should have taken Friday, but I wasn't sure about it. I mean, this is also low probability, but it usually has volatility. Like this is usually how DAX normal days look like. And today, we didn't do shit. We're looking good on the 1 minute, but probably not gonna be a trade I'm gonna take anyway. This is not a good displacement. Like, no matter what happens on the one man, this is definitely not a good displacement. Let's just delete a bit or make it smaller so we understand. No gaps. This gap, you remember what I said? Gaps too big and gaps too small are both a red flag. We do have this inversion, but this is not a good displacement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. No gap except this one really small. We even have a bullish candle in here. These are very weak displacement. Very weak displacement. Displacement should look like this one, the bullish one we got here. Even though it doesn't hold, it doesn't matter. But this is generally how a displacement should look like. This weak, very weak, very weak, and we rejected the not good. I'm gonna say good, but yeah, not a displacement I would trade. Definitely not a displacement I would trade. And Geo is really interestingly consolidating that way. Euro, yeah, kind of shit to be honest. How much is it? Like 20 pips, 25. Okay, that's usually how London prints. Nothing special necessarily. I feel like I'm forgetting a pair. AUD. Oh yeah, this is the potential very risky trade that you could have had today on AUD, but very risky. UK, random. Like, what is this? How are you supposed to trade this though? Like, no retraces, no nothing, just London open. This is how UK and DAX is sometimes. It's weird that DAX didn't have massive volatility on London open as UK did. It was just really slow. See DXY, yeah, DXY. What was my bias? Oh yeah, I actually was bullish on DXY. We ended up inversing, kinda. This is interesting, cause now this becomes a range that you wait for extra confluence on. As this were kinda switching structure, but this is again something I talk about all the time. Is when it's too early to make a decision in terms of structure. We had one break, technically. So here we don't know if this right here is a raid on liquidity or a break of structure. So what we do in cases like this is wait for next confluence. In this case, if we get a break here, that means we're gonna do next. We're gonna form two ranges, and when we go lower, if we don't, we're likely just gonna go higher, and this gets confirmed as a raid on liquidity. So it's a really like in the middle spot, and at this point we don't know for sure what structure is, because we don't know if this low is a raid on liquidity or a break of structure yet. But we're due forming that 1 hour gap in terms of higher time frame reaction zone. I mean, we do have a 1 hour gap here, so maybe that's what 1 hour with 1 hour, it can be valid to trade. 1 hour with 1 hour here, it would make a possibility of going lower on DXY, which meaning euro will go bullish. But on euro we don't have that amount, that same amount. We do have this, but yeah. Wait, is this valid? Yeah, we kind of reacted of that, and it's a 1 hour with 1 hour. It can be biased towards this. I'm gonna consider this, but the session is over, so I'm gonna consider it in New York maybe. This can be a pretty valid buy now, since we swept sell side. We tap 1 hour and we have 1 hour, so we had two confluences. This is my higher time frame strategy. I need two confluences to look for a trade, no matter what it is. And we have three. We have 1 hour FG getting ready, getting tapped here. We have sell side, and we have the third, which is the inversion. This is kind of like the trigger. This is the trigger, and this is kind of the follow-up. Let's see. I mean, not really, but yeah, I don't want to say it. We can look to target that buy side. Or the only thing I'm not liking is this big ass, I don't know to call this shit, like a big ass Wyckoff, maybe Wyckoff. I used to trade Wyckoffs. But yeah, it can be a possibility to be looking at buys to target this buy side. It can be. But this would be nice for New York, I would say, because if we form this London range, we build some sell side here, sweeping that sell side, and then looking to buy would be pretty nice as a London continuation, one of my models that I have. London continuation, where are you? Yes. This is kind of what we can get right now. Yeah, something like this. I mean, that's kind of exactly what I did. That's kind of exactly what I drew here. It's a landing continuation. It's a pattern I trade. One of my, I always trade models, but it's not. It's hard to explain how I trade. So I trade. Uh, the only way I'm able to trade so many models, like intraday models, is because I use intuition. If I would have hard rules for each one of them, it would be impossible for me to trade so many models. But yeah. What did I want to say? And also higher time frame. Like there's a lot of things going on. It might seem complicated, but intuition makes it simple. But this is gonna be a nice area to be trading off in potential New York. I do want to see that range continue forming higher, and we get that late mitigation. Basically exactly like in this picture. That's kind of what I want to see. We have a nice gap. I mean, on the 15, not really. On the 1 hour, it's nice. It's isolated, and then we get like the range continues to form throughout lunchtime. We see lunchtime start forming, start retracing. We come back into the PI, then we get an entry, and we look to target higher, targeting mostly Asian highs and mostly this area right here. So it would be a potential setup for New York, but not for London, definitely. It can work, but I prefer not to look to trade because the session's over in like 30 minutes. And DAX rejected once more the entry, so it looks like we're not gonna have any trades today, which is fine. I already expected this considering the low probability day that we have. But yeah, I do wait. So for New York, I do like this. I do like this euro trade here for a potential buy because we do have I do like this. We have really nice biases. So this is gonna be for New York. Maybe gold, not really. Probably only euro. Realistically, probably only euro. This is gonna be for New York. GU, not really. So it's probably gonna be realistically only euro for New York. We might also come in the area now, but if we do, I'm not gonna trade it just because of timing. I guess it's gonna be too bad in terms of timing to be trading now. Because usually like 25 pips, 26, 25, 30 is how much London prints on a normal day like this, on a low probability day. But technically, I mean, it's not valid. It's also not valid because we need to wait 22 minutes for this candle to close, so the 1 hour gap gets confirmed, right? So if we wait 20 minutes for this candle to close, the session is over. so, so it's basically invalidated by timing. Sometimes it works. There are setups that work after, which is 12 Romania time. Sometimes they work, but it's just they're very inconsistent. You don't know when they're gonna work and then when they're not. Still better off to just avoid trading that shit. I know, Kengi, right now. This is weird ass, goofy ass price action. Yeah, do you guys play video games? Vă jucați ceva jocuri video? Eu mă joc Call of Duty, de exemplu. Sunt curios dacă... Adică chiar sunt curios ce vă jucați, dacă vă jucați vreun joc. O chestie iară, frate, ce făceam. I'm broken between two languages. I think I used to do again when I was starting out was being really mad at myself for playing video games. Like, bruh, you need to have something that gives you pleasure or kind of relaxes you, like that hustle culture or the image that you should be grinding all day, you should be working every single day with no rest. That's just bullshit, bro. Like that's the false image of hustle culture and what the social media does. Like the best thing you can do for yourself is have things that you genuinely love and rest when your body calls for rest. Like you're not a machine, bro. You should not, like, success is not gonna be obtained only through hard work. Like you need to play video games to relax. You know, whatever you do, just do it without being mad at yourself. Stop doing, like, I used to be in that mindset of survival, of I need to grind, and every time I would take rest or I would rest, I would be mad at myself because I'm not grinding, bro. But that's very toxic. That's very toxic because every human needs a break from everything that's gonna happen, whether it be video games, whether it be going out, whatever whatever you enjoy doing, right? Whatever relaxes you, you need that in your life. That helps you, that actually helps you, instead of how people say nowadays that you're a loser or whatever if you don't play video games and you're just wasting time. That's not true. Video games and taking rest when you need to is are actually gonna help you long term, instead of how people portray that is gonna is gonna hinder your progress. That's not true. That's not true at all. Yeah, Dax got invalidated. This is probably gonna be it for the session. This looks like we did form the higher low, and now we're very likely gonna just continue bullish. GU, we're probably gonna hold this. Euro, yeah, I'm gonna look at New York for this. I do like the setup, but we do need to be a bit cautious. I'm gonna monitor also on lunchtime, but I'm not gonna exactly. How can someone detach from results? Just build it into identity, bro. Just first, so let me try and put it like a simple format. Build it into identity. Start repeating to yourself that you are a person who doesn't care about results. Just repeat it to yourself as much as you can. I am a person that doesn't care about results. Results don't define who I am anymore. This is what I used. So just keep repeating those two phrases. Results don't define who I am anymore, and that's probably enough. Like I'm a person that doesn't care about results. Results don't define me anymore. And first, also God is gonna help you. Like you just gotta know and trust God that at some point you're gonna achieve the results you want. As long as you keep going and as long as you're doing what you're doing, at some point you're gonna achieve results. It's just a matter of time. And you should trade because you love trading. You should love the art of trading. You love what you're doing. So kind of remembering that and always being present on the chart because of you loving what you do instead of wanting to make money. So these are kind of the things that help me detach from the result. First, trusting God. Second, doing it because I love it. And third, repeating phrases like, I don't care about results anymore. Results don't define my self-worth anymore. I just repeated those things, and it ended up. It makes sense. It ends up building into the subconscious, and then it becomes a belief, and that's pretty much it. This is how you generally adopt a new mindset, or adopt a new way of thinking, is through repetition. You gotta repeat yourself some phrases pretty much every day, until they become natural. Like I think I had this, let me see, I had something like this: how you build your proper mindset is gonna be through repeating certain phrases like this. Equity curve, money, evals don't matter. What matters is the process. Our job as traders is to make the best decision and respect our rules. Losses are part of the job. They are learning opportunities in disguise. So phrases like this that generally put the mindset you want to achieve, just repeat them to yourself every single day. Like that's how you generally adopt the mindset I need to have, or detach from the results, or whatever you're trying to do. This is what I did. At least this is what helped me, and I think it's gonna help you as well. And not, yeah, just forgetting basically about the money, forcing yourself at first, forcing yourself or seeing yourself as naturally as a person who doesn't care about results. Just repeat yourself: I'm a person that doesn't care about results anymore. I'm a person that doesn't care about results anymore. What I care about is sticking to my rules. I'm not a person who cares about results anymore. I'm a person who cares about sticking to my rules. Repeat that to yourself over and over again. You're gonna see that you're naturally gonna adopt that mindset. I would recommend telling this stuff to you generally kind of every day or all day, but most importantly would be in the morning and in the night, because that's when our subconscious is weak, and that's when you can mold it easily. That's when you can adopt this new mindset more easily. If you repeat it as soon as you wake up, that's gonna be the easiest way basically. I'm a person who doesn't care about results. I'm a person who cares about the process. The results don't matter. At some point If I keep on going, results will come naturally. Results are generally a byproduct of your skill as a trader. The only thing you should realistically care about is the process. That's kind of hard to do because no ever trader was ever born without caring about results. The process based mindset, it all got built. I blow multiple evals and was gambling. Now I have an edge. I've traded on demo. Do I buy an eval now? I mean, if you have decent results on demo, sure, you can buy it. That's good. That's good that you traded demo. If you have like at least, I would say at least 10 trades traded on the demo, you can start. You can buy an eval, but look to buy the smallest eval that you can. When you're a beginner, you should really expect yourself to lose, and therefore buy the smallest account possible. Buy like a 5k or a 6k, and come in with the mindset of I only care about sticking to my rules. I only just repeat that to yourself. I only care about sticking to my rules. I only care about sticking to my rules. I only care, and that should be your goal. If you do that, you're inevitably going to turn profitable. What are your approach? I don't have really crazy risk management. I just risk 1% of my main position and I scale in with a 0.5. That's how I usually trade. So I risk in total around 1.5 per trade. But I would recommend you 1% and strict 2RR. That's what I would recommend you. 1% and strict 2RR. This is how I traded for 2 years. No trade management, no nothing. Just 1%, 2RR, either stop loss or TP. You don't touch the trade, you don't manage it whatsoever. Just 1% 2RR. That's it. That's it. That's what I would recommend you. Make it as simple as possible when at this stage in your trading journey. That's what I would really recommend for you. So just like you, if as you said you are ready to trade, but just focus on sticking to your rules and trading very simply and repeating to yourself those phrases that I just told you. I'm a person who doesn't care about results anymore. I just care about the process and sticking to my rules. It's kind of about rewiring your brain from a result based perspective to a process based perspective, from looking at the result of a trade to looking at if you did stick to your rules. So kind of rewiring and seeing the fact that you stick to your rules as a win and the fact that you didn't stick to your rules as a loss instead of the outcome of the trade. It's just about really seeing the I don't know how to explain. Seeing the fact that you stick to your rules as a win and seeing that you didn't as a loss, no matter what the trade happens. If you stick to your rules and the trade is a loss, it's still a win in your mind because you did your best and you did what you were supposed to do, if that makes sense. You stick to your rules, so you did your part. The outcome of the trade doesn't really matter. What matters is still at the end of the day just the process and what you're doing. And that's what I would recommend you. The smallest account possible, 5k or 6k. Give a minimum monthly easily. I just can't sit down and wait all the time. I can save if I was sitting down waiting the whole day without taking a trade. So again, this is probably a psychological issue. So yeah, like you cannot accept sitting a whole day without taking a trade. That's what you mean? Oh, and then you end up forcing trades. Yeah, I kind of get it. Let me think about what can I. This is also like a psychological issue. This is also like coming from a psychological part. This is about measuring. I don't even know. It's again about rewiring your brain. It's again about if there is no trade per day in the day, if there is no valid trade, and you not taking it is a win. It's all you gotta see as win is losses, whereas value is you sticking to your rules and not, or you doing what you're supposed to do or not. Should not be like rewards or I don't even know how to explain. Let me think of it. Let me structure my words. I trade London generally, but can let London pass without taking a trade? So something is definitely something in the psychological part. I'm not really sure what it is. This is something you should be reflecting on and really journaling somewhere and trying to like go to the root cause. Why is this? You know, ask yourself, why is this? Where is this coming from? From what emotion is this coming from? Because that's what I'm trying to understand as well. Because I can really advise you if I don't know what the root cause of this is. So it can be, yeah, it can be focused on results. Basically, you probably want to pass the account as fast as possible. That's maybe one reason. There could be a lot of reasons. So this is kind of where you should reflect and look at yourself. Okay, where is this desire for me to trade every day come from? Where is this coming from? You get what I mean? And then I can help you with that, but you need to identify what emotion is at the root cause. What is pushing you? What is pushing you to take these trades every day? Is it greed? Is it I'm craving results? I try to make it as fast as possible. Yeah, that's, yeah. You just gotta do some work. You just gotta rewire your brain at this point. We all came with that. Don't be mad at yourself. Don't. This is just exactly where we all been. Now it's just about rewiring your brain. Rewiring your brain to not care about results at all. To not try and force the journey. It's hard. It's gonna be. I mean, it's hardest part of your journey is where you work on psychology and you gotta rewire your brain basically. I want you, for example, in trading, like it's gonna change my life, bro. I don't know how to put it. I don't even remember exactly how I did it. It's just that kind of understanding that if you're gonna force trades, that's not ever gonna happen. The only way that is gonna happen, you passing the 10K account and it changing your life, is if you stick to your rules. That's all that you gotta understand. That how that is gonna happen, or how you're gonna achieve everything that you want and pass and get the money, is only by you sticking to your rules. So that should be instead of what you focus on. Instead of focusing on the fact that you want to pass as fast as possible, focus on sticking to your rules, because that's how you're gonna achieve what you want. You get what I mean? So just kind of rewire your brain and make the association, because I want to make money in my life. I want to make money as fast as possible. How I'm gonna do that? But by me respecting my rules. There's no other way. So by you always, every time you desire to pass this fast, you're gonna come back and realize, okay, I need to respect my rules, and then you're gonna respect your rules. So just about kind of associating the results you want with the you sticking to your rules. That's what I advise you to do. And if you do it, you're gonna make kind of like a positive loop, and you're gonna start respecting your rules. Because that, in reality, that's how you're gonna make money in trading. It's not gonna be any other way around. It's by you sticking to your rules. You're not gonna make money by over leveraging. You're not gonna make money by forcing trades. When you force a trade and when you trade outside your rules, you're most likely taking away profitability from your hands. So just rewire your brain to give importance to sticking to your rules, not how fast you're gonna. Yeah, bro, just try it, bro. Like this, just like at this phase, this is how you gotta use your brain. Just take your focus away from the results and put it on sticking to your rules, because how you're gonna achieve what you want is by sticking to your rules, right? You're not gonna achieve what you want through gambles, to taking trades that you're not supposed to take. In reality, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. So only if you want to make money, then do what's supposed to do for you to make money. You get what I mean? Just stick to your rules. That's the only thing that you should be in your mind. The only place where your focus should be. Only sticking to your rules. Like, repeat to yourself consistently, bro. Consistently repeat to yourself. If I want to make money, I gotta stick to my rules. Then you're gonna stick to your rules. Boom. You know, it's just, if you do this, you're consistently redirecting your mind from the results to the process, and this is what is gonna build the habit of you sticking to rules. Okay, I want results, I gotta stick to my rules, and you're gonna do that over and over and over again until it becomes a habit. And in reality, that's it. Those gambles, those over risk, those like these are never gonna make you profitable. So yeah, bro, you can DM me on Instagram if you can find me my Instagram, and if you need help, please DM me. I'm really down to help. So if you need more help, I can be there to help you. Cause I'm gonna end the stream soon, probably in the next 5 minutes. I'm gonna end the stream, and if you need any more help, just make sure you DM me. I think I'm not sure whether I have my Instagram, but I'm gonna send you in chat. I'm gonna send it in chat, and you follow me and leave me a message. I think this is my IG. So just follow me and message me if you need help, because I'm gonna end the stream right now. And thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate you for being here. Today we had a bit more activity. I haven't really seen over 5 viewers present in a long time. But yeah, I'm gonna see you in New York in like 3 hours maybe. So yeah, thank you for being here once again. I love you, I love you, love you. I'm gonna see you in